Man, I'm disappointed there's only 4 people. Holy cow. Only 4 people watching. Man, I'm disappointed there's only 4 people. Man, I'm disappointed. Holy cow. Only 4 people watching. Man, I'm disappointed there's only 4 people. Only 4 people watching. Holy cow. Only 4 people watching. Man. Yeah. Let's check in with Daniel. Let's check in with Daniel, see how Daniel's doing, because he had a migraine, and he doesn't handle migraines very well. How we doing? You left already? How much did you do? You're kidding. So we're not doing that show again. No, this is the second show, okay? We did $2,000 on the last show, and this was supposed to be the better show. Why? What's the looking on Weather Channel? There was no storms in that area. No, what I'm saying is it didn't show any rain on the Weather Channel. That's what I'm saying. There was no fronts that were going through. Tell Xavier he better drive correctly. All righty. So it was a terrible. You didn't even do $1,000 then, huh? Unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Okay, goodbye. All right. I'm just going to let everybody know this. So you can tell all your friends. Let's check in with Daniel. He had a migraine. Oh my gosh. Okay, goodbye. I'm just going to let everybody know this right now. Okay. We were going to do a slot car show last year. Actually, this year we were going to do a slot car when we first opened, but COVID kind of squelched that. I'm going to do my own show. I'm going to do my own show, and if I do it down where I want to do it, the first show is going to be free. So if anybody wants to do a slot car show, if anybody wants to be in our slot car show, they need to start contacting me now. Okay? Because we're going to do a show, either it's going to be in Findlay. I got the place in Findlay. They got a great hotel. They got 7 different rooms that we could set up in. They have a big atrium, which would be great for all the racetracks. And then we've got 9 different rooms that we could put vendors in. Okay? Just to let you know, you're going into our show. Just to let you know, you're going into our show. What show? What show are you talking about? Do you have a show going on right now? What? What happened? What now? I want I want the first 10 minutes of your live congratulating me. I don't understand. Why does he make these your own? I don't understand what you're saying. People send these text messages that are one word or two word, and I don't understand what people are saying. Just to let you. This is what he says. Just to let you know, you're going to do your own show. I don't get it. Yes, I'm going to do my own show. And everybody out there needs to tell every dealer that I'm going to have a show. And I think I'm going to have one in January. You told us to tell all our friends that you're going to do a slot car show. Yeah, whatever. Bryan, how far is it from Ohio to St. Louis? It's about 7 hours. I'm telling my friends, including you. Oh my gosh. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Adam. I just appreciate everything you have. And finally, Adam's got 400 subscribers on his channel, The Original At Hurt, and I just hit 600. You got them all done correctly?
Yes.
Well, you're not leaving yet until I check it. Go up there. Go up there. Is that room cleaned? Yeah, is your room cleaned?
Yeah, David.
Is it cleaned?
Yes, David cleaned his part and I cleaned my part.
If I go in and I'll let you play this for an hour. Take the iPad away from him in 1 hour. Okay. Well, that's real depressing. That was a waste of a trip. A waste of a trip. Unbelievable. Alrighty. Now I got the camera set up here so I can, everything's going to be taking place in that area right there, okay? So we want to get this camera in the right position. So we can show everything that we want to show. Okay. I got the other camera working. I got to get my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to need 2 pair of spectacles. Now, let's get a bunch of these extraction. Underjet. Okay. Now, we are just going to do a little show here. I'm going to do an hour show, a fun little hour show. I want to try to get to doing shows under a limited time frame so that I have time, I can do them, but I'm not burnt out doing them. Does that make any sense? So I've officially have the cold. I officially have the cold. Now, we have all these chassis here. I want to get these chassis somewhat cleaned up, and we want to test them all and get them all ready to race. You know what I'm saying? So I need everybody to, Tucker is sick. Snuggles, brother, Pistol Pete. Such a real in horror, this seems like. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, we're going to do one chassis at a time. We'll put these right here. And now that's got a metal guide pin in that one. And these are narrow tires. So let's check out. The problem is the camera needs to be over my shoulder. So let's get it over my shoulder. It needs to be over the shoulder. So you guys can see with what I'm doing. Now that's still, Ryan, you need to move it again. Perfect. The problem is I want to be able to see damn it. We'll get it. Just give me a minute. I just got to be able to show you the camera. When I'm working with my hands, I don't want the hands to be in the way of the camera. So here we go again. I've done these before. So we've got a Super 3, or I mean a Mega G Plus from Race Masters, which has the inline motor I just call it a sealed motor, okay? I mean, the motor is basically, it's similar to this motor here in a sense that you take this out, the motor is all its components. Like if you wanted to get in different magnets, make magnets for this, you can. This is a 440X2. But with Thunderjet or with the Race Mat or with Auto World, the motor is a pancake motor. And in other words, you can do anything you want to this car. Where with this car, all you can do is maybe adjust the magnets, which I did. I dropped the magnets on this. Or you can do different tires. The guide shoes are pretty much the same. You might be able to change the gears so you have a faster car. You would need a new pinion and a new rear gear. And these just snap onto and they have a clip on the body so that they snap on. You know what I'm saying? So like this car here, this is an Auto World AF extraction. These are Snuggles' favorite chassis, these extractions. And basically, they're a pancake motor. Okay. I want to get closer so you can really see what I'm doing. You know that? So the thing that you really have to do on a pancake motor every time you race it, and that is you want to clean your, these are the two commutators. There's two commutators on the chassis. And you notice how dirty that is? So that needs to be cleaned, okay? And it's important that if you clean those, your car is going to run better. It's going to have a better performance. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Bean? You're just going to have a better performance. Because look at how dirty that is. See how dirty that is? Okay, now how can that not be in focus? Do I have to be over here more and down? See how dirty that is? So we're going to clean that off real quick. So Xavier is driving Daniel home because Daniel can't see. I hope they don't get in an accident. Oh my gosh. Daniel is getting a migraine, so that show was terrible. All right, so we got that cleaned out. See how clean that is now? Now, how is that not in focus? I don't know where I have to be on this camera. See how that is clean now? Now the commutators, they're kind of rough looking. See, it runs good. 1 drop of oil here. And 1 drop of oil here. Very little. Now this is my double magnet. I put a double magnet on my my special car. See how I put a double magnet on it? I don't know why that's not in focus. I'm literally right in front of the camera. Now, this doesn't run as well as it has. I want to see how dirty it is. This is the fun part about it, is just taking your cars out, cleaning them up. Now, this is one thing Snuggles doesn't like to do. He has a problem with fixing his extraction chassis. Just so you guys know. But that's fine. I don't hold it against him. I don't hold it against him. Sounds like a Doug. All right, so the springs go in first. You know what I should do is sell all these chassis to somebody and just start all over again. That sounds or feels good. Ooh, wow, that feels good. Look at that. You hear that? The tires are worn though. They're worn out. That looks nice. That feels good. Now let's sand down the guide shoes. So we got some nice flat surfaces. Sometimes guide shoes can really just be bad and you have to change them out. But other ones, you can kind of sand them flush to where they can really go, baby. All right, so that's a good car. And that has my car insert in it. Notice my car insert. I don't know why that doesn't just... All right, so that car is good. Now, let's see. Let's put that 55 Bel Air on this one here. That's missing its front bumper. Why is that missing its front bumper? Now we got a chrome rims. This one's in bad shape. Look at it, it's missing all its parts. So let's, we got those. Pickup shoes, guide pins, Thunderjet, extraction pickup shoes, one of these, springs, Now, let's look inside. Let's look under the hood. All right, let's look under the hood. All right, guys? We're going to pull the hood off. There's the hood. Now we're going to look underneath and see how bad... Oh, my gosh. That's why this thing hasn't been running. Check out how dirty that thing is. Look at how dirty that is. Holy guacamole. That is dirty. Get that nice shiny in there and all that. We'll get that shiny there. Now we'll turn these, let me go get, I bought some new sandpaper. 1200 grit. 1,000 grit. I bought 1,000 grit. I went to my favorite store, Harbor Freight, and I got 1,000 grit. So let's cut a piece of that off so we can have that to do all of our fine tuning here. Now, I also need to get some tires. We're going to put a set of white walls. White tire. Let's get some tires. A front and rear. Now we sell all these tires at ProTinkerToys.com. Just so you know. You get a set of, I think it's 12 tires, set of 12. So let's, okay, so first off, what we need to do is get a little bit of sandpaper. And we're gonna lay that here. And then what we're gonna do is take my forceps and we're gonna take these little commutators, all right? See that? I think the magnets are in backwards. Well, that's not turning pretty good. Boy, that's pretty bad. Okay, that doesn't sound very good. Well, I know why that's not working. The spring came out from the guide pin or the shoe, so it wasn't making good contact. That's not sounding too good. That just doesn't sound good at all. All right, so let's look at this again. Let's examine it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we put two new, maybe it needs new commutators. Let's just pretend that that the commutators that are in that car just aren't good. So let's just take these off. Let's clean this chassis up again because this thing is really dirty again. I don't know how it got dirty so fast. Look at how dirty that got. See how dirty that got already? Let's grab two new commutators. Brand new. Let's see if two brand new commutators will really make the car better. Because really there's only three parts that can make the car run better or worse. That's the commutator, the shoes, the springs don't necessarily, I mean, they just put tension on the commutator on the plate. So let's see what a new commutator, see my nose is dripping now. So let's put just one, well, there's enough drop on the oil on that. We'll just go ahead and leave that there. Let's see what happens. It runs smooth. Let's run that. Let's get it really hot. Wow, that's fast now. All right, so let's look at the chassis again. Let's look at the commutators and the armature after it ran for a little bit. See what happens when you got brand new commutators? It looks a lot cleaner. It's really the commutators. That's what will change a car from good to bad. Now, sometimes you could have a bad armature, which is not uncommon to have a bad armature. All right, let's let that run a little bit. Let's take this car that doesn't have any components, so let's put springs in it. That's a Thunderjet armature. That's a pretty nice one. Now, let me show you something so you guys can see this. I'll give you guys So let me turn this camera around here like this. So let me show you something that you probably, some of you know about it already, but I'll just give you a little kind of a detail. So when they were making the flamethrowers, the problem with the flamethrower chassis is that these little copper prongs on these chassis, these chassis have these metal prongs on them, which creates too much tension for the guide shoes, and they pop them up, and therefore the chassis doesn't run correct. Okay. Well, I told Auto World that these little two prongs here that are on all the chassis, see those two prongs right there? You see those two prongs right there? I told them that was for the wire. It was attached right here, and then it would be wrapped around here. Because right now they've got them going through the bottom, which is not supposed to be. All right. Well, the new ones, because I told them what to do, they basically put them on the side. And that's a new flamethrower chassis. Notice how there's attached to the side? I wish I could get this lined up so you could see it correctly. I'm right in front of the give me a break. Where's the camera? Right there. Dagnabbit. You see how that metal is bent over? See how that metal is bent over? Well, that's the new chassis. And it doesn't pop up. Now, if you take the springs out of it, those metal, that copper thing there will, is basically the spring. It keeps tension on the guide blade. As you can see here. See how there's tension? Now, and you can adjust it. All you have to do is, if you want more tension, just raise that copper band. And you don't want it too hard, because then your guide shoe doesn't move. It moves too hard. See that already burn out. How that could have burned out already, I have no idea. Oh, well. All right, now let's see here. We got another chassis over here. Need a tire, a Goodyear tire. That's missing a center gear. That's clean. These are my favorite chassis. The Thunderjets. These are the one. That's a fast one, isn't it? Then you got my VW Beetle, no magnet. All right, let's see what's wrong with this guy here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is what you want to do when you're kind of bored. I'm not a football guy. I was a couple years ago. Tim and I were into the Packers, but they got rid of Rodgers, and the Packers kind of fell apart after that. They got that new coach, which to me was a big mistake, but everybody thinks they know what they're doing with football. I think Tim Tebow could have been They didn't give him a chance. They got rid of Tim Tebow because he was a Christian. That's the reason, really. They didn't want that in the NFL. They're just that messed up. They're just that messed up. They didn't want Tebow because he was too Christian. And you can't have that in your team. That's a nice one. All right, moving right along here. We got another chassis over here. This one looks dirty. We got 43 people watching. Wow, that's pretty cool. My nose is all clogged up. Let's see, what are the comments? Man, a lot of comments. Let's see, Tommy, I think I will get one, Snuggles. At least you can regulate the power a little. You don't need the big thing. Robert Fish. Hey, Robert Fish, my favorite. I guess Trudeau went down and talked to Trump there, Robert. Maybe things are gonna a break-in the armature windings will stop a dead car. Not really. Decreased performance. Alrighty. Robert's got a point. You know what I'm saying? He's got a point. You just want to keep your cars clean. Like this one here. Now this one's going to be very dirty. Okay, I can just tell you right now. When I show you this car, it's just dirty. It's got a lot of oil in it. Somebody really just caked this with oil. That must have been somebody it must not have been me. I don't believe in a lot of oil. I believe in a little oil, but not. Look at that. Look at how much oil is in that armature. Check out the oil that's in that armature. You see that? The armature, the commutators are clean. Let's get a couple Q-tips. And do a little bit of cleaning. So my name is Bryan Young. We got ProTinkerToys.com. If you ever want to... Oh, this has got oil everywhere. Oh my gosh. Who must have caked that in there? Let's get rid of all this oil. Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's more oil in this than... Now, you might have a V8. You might need a V8 in the transmission. But my gosh, that much oil? Holy cow. Look at that. There is more. I knew I'd drop that. I knew I'd drop it. Alrighty. All right, so we got, there is so much oil in this chassis. Oh my gosh, who must have just caked that in there? Holy cow. Oh my gosh, look at all that oil. Xavier's driving home because Daniel's got a migraine. Look at how much oil is in there. Holy cow. Somebody put way too much oil in this. I don't put a lot of oil in it. Some people do, but I don't. I don't. Someone should belch in the mouth, but I won't. But I won't. That's a trivia question. What movie is that? Someone should belch in the mouth, but I won't. But I won't. The hell I won't. What movie is that? Can anybody tell me what movie I just quoted? We didn't have anybody come in the store on Saturday. Can you believe it? Oh, well. Nope. John Wayne, but what movie? Someone should belch in the mouth, but I won't. but I won't. I'm surprised Adam doesn't know who that is or what movie that's from. I can't believe. Oh, yeah, that's right. Good job, McClintock. My favorite John Wayne movie. And Rio Lobo. McClintock. I loved McClintock. As a kid, it was just one of those movies you could watch over and over and over again as a kid. I must have seen that as a kid 100 million times. 100 million times. All right, that thing is fast. Run smooth. Now the magnets are down or up, way up. We should probably push those down a little bit. You know what's funny is I clean this area up and then all of a sudden it gets dirty again. Really crazy. See, here's what here. I need to turn this around. I want to talk to you guys for a little bit. Now we're going to have a conversation, a Bryan Young conversation. All right, so now we're going to have a conversation. All right, because I think it's important to understand the mechanics of the extraction chassis. Okay, so before any of this, people have to understand that the name model motoring was a key name to a product line that was really not necessarily designed for high-speed racing. It was model motoring. It was driving the car at a realistic speed and seeing who can win at a realistic speed. That's model motoring, okay? No magnet. And you're just, with the little steering wheel, you were setting your speed. And then if you want to come to a curve, then maybe you'd slow it down or speed it up. And that's model motoring. And that's why this chassis, okay, is so popular. It's the number one chassis that Auto World makes is the Thunderjet chassis, okay? And they've made millions of them ever since they started these back in. Their initial chassis did not have magnets, okay? Then they added magnets because every step of the way, it's how fast can we go, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that's the facts, okay? That it's how fast can we go? And so then AFX division started, the factory experimental division, at Aurora, and they designed the extraction chassis, or the magnetraction. The magnetraction, because the magnets, which are close to track, does give it some traction, but not enough, because you can only go so fast, and your car is going to come off. That's just the way it is. Okay. Then they came out with 4-gear. And 4-gear was designed for a longer body, but double. Now these have double magnets, but the original 4-gears did not have no magnets. It was just 4-gear. It was a longer chassis, okay, for drag funny cars, a lot of the longer body style. Even some of the trucks came that were 4-gear, but they all came in the pancake motor. Okay, and the pancake motor is basically a motor you build. Okay, that's why I like the pancake motor the best of all of them. Okay, because it's all about your fingers. It's about getting into it. Okay, yeah, and some extraction or some Thunderjet chassis or Auto World Thunderjets can go faster than an extraction chassis. My nose is just literally running like a sieve. So the only way I can get my nose to where it's not a bother, and that is I need to invent these plugs. Okay, I really do, because I've been using these plugs ever since my nose started dripping, and I think somebody should invent the plug. Now, they're temporary because you just want to block your nose so it doesn't drip. See, now you can't see them in my nose, but now my nose, it's all blocked up, so it's not dripping anymore. So that's why the Thunderjet, the extraction chassis are my, or the Thunderjet chassis are my favorite, okay? Because it's all about, see, some people it's all about racing, or how fast can I go? How fast can I go and stay on the track, okay? And that's fine. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I'm just saying those are, what's he using sandpaper? LO. What's he using sandpaper? LOL. Well, I use sandpaper to clean the armature. Okay. And this is 1000 grit. Because we want to file the armature so it's flat, so it has a better contact. Need a pull string now. Okay? He doesn't get it, guys. Let's see. I don't understand. Need a pull string now. What's he using sandpaper for? Let's see. What they do with blueberries? Nose tampons. That's exactly it. Okay, that's exactly it. Nose tampons. All right. So it keeps your nose from dripping, and you can make them so where you don't even know they're in. Don't they make a tool to clean the armature? They do actually. What's his name makes one? Sandpaper nose tampons? No. Oh my gosh. Well, I wanted to do this little video, just a little fun of tinkering with your cars, getting your cars cleaned up, getting your cars ready to run. I am building one of these metal cars. I used to build these when I was about 10 years old. And this one is a roadster. This is a roadster right here. And basically this is I've got it all sanded down. I sand all the parts down. I've got all the parts sand down. And they're all die-cast. This is all die-cast, all metal. Another company that was forced out of business in the 70s because our government was screwed up. And it's all metal. You put it together, it's all die-cast. It's pretty cool, actually. And you sand all the parts down. I got everything sanded down. Now I've got to paint I'm doing the motor and the frame are all going to be done in black. And then the car is going to be in blue. It's going to look sharp, actually. It's supposed to look like that. Isn't that sweet looking? All made in the 70s. And these are all the plastic parts to it. You know what's really cool is look at how much so this part right here, okay, is the frame. And that frame, if I ordered that frame, okay, that is part number, what part number do they say? 12. That's part number 12. So if I ordered that back in fender unit, that was 30 cents. This part back in the 1970s and 60s was 30 cents. This whole part was 30 cents. Okay? That's how much it cost, 30 cents. Unbelievable. And there's another one here. Let me show you the really cool one. This is a Packard Sports Edition. Check out that. Isn't that sweet? Look at the frame on that thing. All the parts and the detail. I can't wait to put this one together. I got these for 25 bucks last week in Poughkeepsie. Isn't that sweet? Now, I want to show you something. So, I told you that I'm going to, in January, now if anybody wants to buy this layout, unfortunately, you have to pick it up. This layout right here that you see is on sale. It's going to be, I'm going to sell it for $2,000, okay? And so if you want to own a little bit of history, you can own this layout for $2,000, all right? A complete, it runs, everything works on it, because we're going to build a new one. We're going to build a track for all of the rally cars. It's going to be called the Rally Track. And I'm using, guess what I'm going to use in it? I'm using the Flex Track from Aurora for all the mountain roads. I'll show you here. I'm going to be using this track. I'm going to be using this track for the mountain roads, okay? So that you'll have a you'll feel the really awesomeness of like an off-road track. All right, because I have converters for this, and so we're gonna be building that track in January once it gets really cold around here, and I'm gonna be out here in the shed building that track. Okay. Now let's end the show with some of the cars that we got. That I picked up. Now I bought I haven't picked it up. I'm going to pick it up on Tuesday. So I bought a guy's collection. He's got 450 cars. All right. But these are some of the cars that we're going to be auctioning off over the next couple weeks. I bought these last week at Poughkeepsie in New Jersey. The guy died and he had a collection of cars. All these cars are going to be selling. We got these at a really good price. So all the auctions are going to start at $15. So technically you can get a really good car for $15. Plus we have all of these cars. A lot of these are really nice. We have all these different cars here. This one right here is really cool. Where did that go? This one right here. Check that one out. That's a Super 3, or I mean HP 7. Isn't that cool? Look at this one here. Look at that. That's one tub. Then we got another one. This is another one of all the different cars we've got. Check out all these cars. So all these cars are going to be auctioned off to my customers. I bought these for you guys, not me. Now this is a set, so you're going to want to get these as a set, okay? And these are Tomies. This comes in a set. All right. Some of them are you know, about $25, $30. Other ones are pretty nice. So these are going to be, and then we have the 450 new cars that we're going to have here in the next couple weeks. Let's get these all. Ooh, that's a nice one. Check that out. Oh, wow, that's a Super 3. Oh, we got another one of these. Wow. Oh, that's a nice one. Check that out. There's just a lot of nice cars in this. Space Jams. Corvette. That's more of a common Corvette. I don't know why Adam picked that car. Why would he pick that car? That's a common. I'll have to yell at him later. Ooh, that's a nice one. See, they're just really odd cars that you can't really find, like this one right here. Check that thing out. Look at that. A really awesome car for your collection. And these are going to be, we're going to be having auctions over the next couple months. I'm buying this new collection of cars. The guy has 450 cars. About 25 of them are custom. So he did them his own way. Let me just show you. I'll show you one picture of the custom cars, okay? I'll just show you one pictures of the custom cars, all right? So you guys can get an idea of what we're going to have. Okay, let's see. They're talking about what's in your nose, and they said you're using tampons in your nose. No, I got 2 plugs in my nose, okay? So, because I've got a cold and it's dripping. And I don't want it to drip. I don't want it constantly having to touch my nose. Guys, leave me alone. All right, so let me show you a picture of these cars. Especially the customs. Because the customs are kind of cool looking. All right, so here are some of the customs. Now, he did these all by himself, all right? Now, are they worth $100? I don't know. They're worth whatever you guys want to pay for them. I got them at a good price. But these are all the custom cars, some of the custom cars that he has. I can't believe that. Those are just some of the customs, okay? He basically did them himself, okay? Now, obviously, you guys don't like my plugs in my nose, so I should probably take them out, right? We did. Oh, guess what? Daniel found on the way to St. Louis. He found another iWheel love set. She did it. Oh my gosh, my wife, she loves me. Oh, she made me peanut butter cookies. Oh, I want to.
Dad.
I want to cry.
I told you we were making peanut butter cookies. Dad, I told you we were making cookies for you. I told
Thank
you
you.
we were making cookies.
Oh my gosh, she actually
Live
made
stream.
them. Oh, these are fresh. And you know what? There's nothing better than peanut butter cookies right out of the oven. Okay? I got to take my teeth out. Because I got to taste one. Oh my gosh, look at these guys. Oh my gosh. Look at that. When will the cars from Cincinnati be on sale? Oh, probably within the next week. Okay, so let's try one. These are very soft. Oh, look. You see it. Watch when I push in. See how soft it is? Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. 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 Oh, man, are these good. There is nothing better than a peanut butter cookie. Now think about it, okay? Think about what America has created for the world. Within the last 100 years, do you realize the last 100 years we've had the peanut butter cookie, the chocolate chip cookie? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's so good. Oh. Oh, and the way she puts the little thing on it, puts the sugar on it, that just makes the peanut butter cookie perfect. Oh. Oh. Attention. Thank you so much, my loving wife, for these fresh, awesome, delicious cookies. I want to cry. Oh my gosh. You know what, guys? There's a lot of things that are great. One thing that's great is being married. The second thing is being married to a great wife. The third is that your great wife, when you ask for something, she actually makes it. No, I don't live in the shed. Let me tell you something. This is my Shangri-La. This is my shed. This is my space. I can do whatever I want out here. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. This shed really saved our marriage. Okay, this shed did. Here's why. So after Kimmy had died back in 2009, back in 2010, Mr. Butler, he's a psychiatrist, a Christian psychiatrist. I said, hey, can I just talk to you about Kimmy's death and how it's affected me? He said, sure. because I think if I'm not mistaken, his daughter died too. Matter of fact, she did. And so we sat down and talked. We went to Paco's, Tony Paco's in Toledo. We sat down, and he said to me, he said, so you lost Derek back in 1990. Yes, Derek was 2 months old, Sid's death. Right after she got the flu, the hospital gave him the flu shot, and then the day after he died of SIDS. And now they're saying that if you have a newborn, you never give them a shot within the first 3 or 4 months. You don't give them anything in the first 3 or 4 months. So then he said, do you realize that 50% of marriages fail if you have a child die? So if you have a child die in your family, or if they're your child and they die, 50% of the marriages fail. For some reason. So, now, when Derek died, I had the store. Okay? So I went to the store every day and worked. All right? That was my life. I had Young's Newsstand. In 1990, it was just getting started. I literally lived there 24/7 almost. Now, I went home, obviously. We had Bryan and Kimberly. We lived in this one little tiny trailer, which was just till we finally sold it and bought a real one. Then he said, now do you realize, and so now Kimmy died back in 2009, and now you have another death, and you're still married. He said, what do you do? What do you do on your own? I said, well, I have a shed. I have my shed that I can go to and do what I want in the shed, and my wife's in the house. He said most marriages fail because the adults they just are constantly on each other. Oh, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it was your fault. No, it was your fault. They're constantly bickering. And because I had this shed that I could come to, I call it my Shangri-La. I could come out here and just be. I let her alone, and I could be alone. Okay. Now, 4 years or back in 2013, she decided that we needed to adopt 4 kids. So I needed my space even more. Oh, these are so good. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than a peanut butter cookie. Just the whole concept of a peanut butter cookie. I mean, the ingredients, it's peanut butter, which is really good for you. And it's just so luscious that it's almost like you just can't live without it. You know what I'm saying? And when you bite into it, it's just nice and soft. Man. So, that's how I have my Shangri-La. Now, somebody's going to inherit this. Because one of these days, well, I basically told, I was doing Sunday school or Wednesday night Bible study, and I basically told everybody in the Bible study, I said, that I want to live to be 100. June 13th, 2059, I want to die. That'll be about my day. That if I die that day, I'll be completely happy. June 13, 2059, I'll be 100 years old. And that's fine with me. And I really believe that's when God's going to take me. Truly, I really truly believe that. There are so many times that I could have died in the last 65 years. I fell out of my mom's car once, rolled down the hill, could have died then. Flying an airplane, smashed it right in the middle of a highway in Connecticut, could have died then. I must have driven off or fallen asleep 50, 100 times in my car, didn't die. I had a cyst that was about this big on my neck, I could have died. He's got a purpose for me. And 100 is when it's going to end. 100 is when it's going to end. Every time you drive, we go to a show, we almost die. Reason for me saying he watch out. No, and that's the thing. I know Rod Rodriguez. Rod Rodriguez's wife died, I think last year, he said. They were very close, which usually happens. There's two cases when a wife dies. The husband will remarry within a month, or he'll never remarry. Like Kathy's. Kathy's dad never remarried. Never remarried. Lived another almost 30 years, I think. Never remarried. They make that bond. And we need to pray for Rod Rodriguez. That God would give him mercy and grace. Mercy and grace. We all live in our own little world sometimes. And I really truly believe that people that are watching this show, everybody from Robert Fish that started watching 4 years ago, an average guy just sitting at home. Back then he was smoking. You know, he's just sitting there smoking one night, Robert Fish. All of a sudden he comes across this ProTinkerToy. Who's this nutcase? Who's this guy that thinks he knows everything? Well, 5 years later, he's still watching. Okay? Then we got Snuggles. Guy never knew. And you know what's so funny about Snuggles? Is when I saw him. So when I was driving out to Poughkeepsie show last Saturday, I was thinking, now if Robert, how tall is Snuggles going to be? And then I started thinking, well, wait a minute now, if he's Italian, most Italians are short. Oh boy, did he really prove me right. When I looked at him, I said, that's Snuggles right there, that has to be Snuggles. He comes up to about here on me. Right here, Snuggles comes up to about here on me. Actually, he comes up to here on me. I'm just kidding. But he's another new customer, Snuggles. You got Rod Rodriguez. You got every one of you guys. Some of you are Scott Myers, Adam Hurt, Robert Duvall. All you guys watch for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because I think you don't see anything else on TV and you think, I'm going to watch this nutcase. Might as well be happy when I watch him because obviously he's happy most of the time. Sometimes, yeah, I mean most of the time. I had a fun time today at church. I literally had Samuel in my lap the whole time in church. The greatest time of my life, just having Snuggle or Samuel in my lap. Made my day. No, he's good. Holy cow. There's nothing on television. Let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you, this is why television, there's nobody watching it. I haven't watched network television. Now, this should tell you something. This is why they're completely out of touch. And they just say, all these stupid executives in NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, they should be saying to themselves, you know what? Why hasn't Bryan Young watched network television in the last 20 years? Why? Why hasn't he watched network television in the last 20 years? You think maybe he's a constituent? Maybe we need to reach out to a guy like that? Okay, now why did that message get retracted? That's right. I am the king of slot cars. I am King Tinker. I am King Tinker, baby. Check out that. This is why Mattel Tyco went out of business right here. Right here. NASCAR. NASCAR killed Mattel Tyco. It killed them. The problem with NASCAR is you can't sell, and I found this out when I was doing NASCAR with Irwin Toy. You can't sell, like for example, if your buddy is a NASCAR driver, if he loves Dale Earnhardt, he's never going to buy this. He's never going to buy this car. NASCAR is driver-specific people. They buy only that driver. And so you've literally just alienated every driver. I would never do NASCAR. I would go to them and say, listen, if you want me to do NASCAR, you pay me. But I'm not paying anything. You pay me. You pay me. Look at this. Kyle. 1999. I guarantee you this came out in 1999. That was the last year of Tyco. 1998. 1998 was the last year of Tyco. 1998. Man, that seems just like yesterday. Mattel. Now my nose is dripping again. Unbelievable. That's why Tyco died. Now, people can say all they want to me, but I'm telling you right now, Tyco died because of NASCAR, and they didn't want to pay the license. And they didn't sell any of this. Why do you think Bob Haynes bought over, I think, 100,000 of these? He bought 100,000 of these. He bought everything that Tyco made. He bought everything. He even had to have a warehouse to store it all in. Man, he bought a lot of this stuff. And he bought this pennies on the dollar, I think. I think he paid back in 1998, I think he paid 50 cents in closeout on this thing. Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Made in China. 1998. Kellogg's Kyle Petty. Terry Labonte. Petty Enterprises. Look at all the licensing they had to pay. 50 years ago, before that, they didn't have any licensing. NASCAR Car and Crew, 440X2. Those were the days, guys. Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching the live stream. Thank you for supporting ProTinkerToys.com. Tomorrow is Cyber Monday. We've got new sales going on. We're going to have new sales going on. We've got everything in the store is on sale just about. Um, and daylight savings is going to die next year. There's going to be more daylight savings. I don't know if you knew that or not. Trump is going to kill daylight savings, son. We're going to be opening up all the Love sets, the Love NASCAR sets. We're going to be selling the cars. I'm going to be doing that later tonight. I'm going to be putting all the bank curves. You can buy all the bank curves in like a kit. Okay, 18-inch and the 15, along with all the supports. So if you want to do a bank curve track, you can. Yeah, I've been watching him for 5 years. Robert Naval been watching me for 5 years, baby. Next auction is next Thursday. And our channel is back up now. I got unbanned because YouTube is a bunch of communists and fascists. Z Kyle! They love that kind of stuff. Hey, Arbuckle, we took care of the pizza situation in Partizzi. He dipped the pizza in a Coke. I can do it right now if you want. Want me to get a Coke and dip a pizza? I got pizza here. You deserve it, Brian. Keep coming back, and I'll keep coming back. Next auction is next Thursday. Let's see. Robert Naval, yes, he is Snuggies. Arbuckle, I buy a lot of new Tyco off eBay, shipped from Singapore. Yeah, there's a ton of Tyco in Singapore. There is tons of Tyco in Singapore. The amount of Tyco that's in Singapore, it goes back to what I said. They made millions of this stuff. And a guy grabbed it all in Singapore, and he's got it all. He's got everything. Well, guys, I just but time. All right, guys, thanks a lot. You guys have a nice night. I just want to thank you for. I want to keep Rod Rodriguez in your prayers. Keep Rod Rodriguez in your prayers, and we will see. We will see. We will see you later. Bye-bye.